Today is Tuesday, March 19th, and this is another update on my progress beating the S&P 500 along with the Ark Innovation ETF. I do make these videos every Tuesday and Sunday, so if you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. Since Monday, these are all the position changes that I made. I decided to put 25% of what I already held into Yum Brands, Nvidia, Darling Ingredients, and General Electric. I also decided to put 15% of what I already held into Microsoft and then also Amazon. Amazon and Microsoft are two of my biggest holdings in my portfolio right now, which is why I only decided to put 15%. This is the year-to-date Microsoft chart. The blue line is the actual stock price. The green line is the 5-day moving average, and the black line is the 15-day moving average. So this is why I felt confident about putting more into it, even though it was one of my biggest holdings. Right now, the stock price is $420.99, and the all-time high is about $425. So if it can pass the all-time high, I think it can make new all-time highs. And then pretty much the same deal with Amazon. This is also the year-to-date chart. You can see that the blue line, which is the stock price, just crossed above the 15-day moving average and the 5-day moving average. In this area that it's in right now is retesting the all-time highs that it set in the summer of 2021. So for the same reason as Microsoft, if it can beat its all-time highs, I think it could achieve higher all-time highs. But then ultimately there will be a pullback, but that's why I want to be so heavily invested in it right now. The only new position that I opened since Monday was I decided to put 1.5% of my entire portfolio into Mind Medicine. I had held it earlier and sold it for a gain, and it's been pretty volatile, so I've been hesitant about stepping back in, but I decided 1.5% was a good entry point. Ultimately, I do want to grow the position. I just don't want to put too much into it too soon. So this is the SPY chart that we looked at in the last video. This bottom blue arrow is where we were at on Friday, which was the inflection point that I was kind of talking about on Sunday's video. Because if the blue line, which is the share price, continue to fall, that would be super bearish. But luckily on Monday and today, it crossed back up above the 15-day moving average and the 5-day moving average. And now you can definitely see that it's trending upward, which is the sign of a continued bullish trend. Jerome Powell does speak tomorrow, Wednesday at 2:30. So it's pretty hard to tell what's ultimately going to happen, but as of right now, it looks pretty good. These are all my current positions. Right now, Amazon, Microsoft, Nvidia, PayPal, and Airbnb make up my top 5. And those account for 44.41% of my entire portfolio. Like I was talking about earlier, Amazon and Microsoft are my two biggest holdings, which I feel pretty confident about overall. My biggest losers right now are Lemonade and SoFi. I'm kind of stuck because I don't really want to invest more into them to average down just yet. But if they keep going down, then I don't really see a point in holding on to them. All my other losses are pretty manageable. Capital One, Yum Brands, and PayPal are all in the 2% range. I'm pretty heavily invested compared to what I was previously. I'm 88.03% invested with 11.97 sitting in cash. The market keeps going up, so I don't really see a good reason to keep cash on the sidelines right now. Jerome Powell tomorrow could mess that all up, but if what he says the market likes, we could be in for a pretty big rally. Since Monday, my portfolio grew by 0.4%, the S&P 500 rose 1.19%, and the Ark Innovation ETF saw a loss of 0.31%, which brings us year to date, my portfolio has a gain of 13.9, the S&P 500 has a gain of 9.19, and the Ark Innovation ETF on the year has a loss of 3.94%. That's all I got for today. I do make these videos every Tuesday and Sunday, so if you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you on Sunday.